Hanson.
Here.
Hastenius.
Here.
Parmenter.
Here.
Raker.
Here.
Stark Mahud.
Here.
All right, all right, say the pledge of allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, your motion to approve the agenda is written.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Riley, seconded by Tammy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Get a motion to approve the consent agenda is written.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Riley, seconded by Tammy. Anybody got any questions, comments? I assume the Gill Lawn Care is gonna get applied to the taxes.
Sure did.
Good. The Bear gas line.
That was in my office, right?
Every couple of years, we get a letter from Alliant that our gas service into our building is out of compliance because it is there. And so I called Edwards and said, hey, can you make us compliant and fix it? And they did.
Where it comes through the building, it's supposed to be
wrapped now. Yeah.
It's $100 job.
That was $423 job.
Well, you know.
And then I hope everybody noticed how much we spent on grinding logs and stumps.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
And Mr. Worth, the urinal service for $800.
Yeah, over, that was Edwards too. We had to order a brand new system for the top of the urinal.
A flush.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
I got one in my garage.
You didn't know.
We're gonna have to start going out and getting competitive quotes.
Okay.
So,
We're talking $800 for a
flush
slow,
valve?
slow valve for the
Flush
top of the
valve?
urinal?
Yeah.
Obviously, and the labor to put it in, is that right?
Yeah, it's with, that's labor included.
Oh, boy.
You probably do have one in your garage, something.
Yeah, I've got one in my garage, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Half hour to 45 minutes to install one.
I don't know how much they are.
No, about 15.
I mean, I'm talking me, myself, I could probably do it in a half hour, 45 minutes.
15 minutes, you can throw one in.
So next time, call Ron.
No, don't call me anymore.
Is it like automatic sensor?
Yeah, and they did have to come out once, realize or checked for the leak, realized that it was that, and then had to come order it and come back out.
Flushometer valve and manual sensor, all parts to install, and a service call.
You got a service call afterwards?
Or the service
That was
call
the
was just
service.
part of the bill.
Part of the building.
Anyhow, it may not hurt just to check those things. Get a competitive quote from somebody.
You ain't got nobody in town to do it.
Gotta use Robbie's. They'll come up from Blairstown.
That's gonna be just as much.
Maybe not.
So you are volunteering.
No. I'm just
I
saying.
appreciate Edwards stepping up and getting all this stuff done, but we gotta be cognizant of what we're spending. That was it. That's all I had. Already cleared the other one up. Thank you, Chief, for your explanation. And Melissa, you gave me the same explanation the Chief did.
Perfect.
So,
Glad our stories match.
I wouldn't have called you, but she told me, call Chief, right after she told me why, so.
Fine.
All right, anybody else got any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Now it's time receiving file communication petitions, remonstrances. Y'all got the letter from the developer out west. And Chris is looking into that with the attorney.
Yeah, and bond counsel as well. And just according to the city attorney, it'd just be if council would receive and file, then there's a record that it all happened under the time. So we would recommend that council just receive and file.
Done.
Received
So
and
done.
filed.
All right. Any others? All right. Moving on. Committee reports.
Business type activities met tonight at 6:30 to talk about the two city lots that are just east of the Michael and Dow building. If you recall, we had said we would advertise those lots before we went ahead and let VU or Parks or whomever, use them. So we need to get that done. We need to officially get that done. So it's a recommendation of the committee that we advertise them for $15,000 each, starting off with just using Benton Development Group as our outlet. If Kate with Benton Development Group and Benton Unlimited, if Kate would like us to advertise further or actually list with it, we will do that. With the listing, we would do what we've done before when we've sold city lots and ask for 1 year to submit their project to the city, and then 18 months to give them to get started with their project. And that would need to be in the listing, so people know. So that's what we came up with, so we can go ahead and get it started and get going with it. And, you know, one thing we didn't talk about, I guess, was time frame. I think 2 months is sufficient
Yeah, but 60 days.
to determine whether or not there's gonna be interest.
Yep.
And then we can decide after that what to do.
Sounds good. No other committee reports. All right, now it's time for citizens' input. Council will take any action on the comments of this meeting, but might do so at a future meeting. Nobody out there, you're on the agenda later. Nothing else. Moving on to old business, which there is none. Moving on to new business. Item A, need motion to approve a resolution scheduling the public hearing on proposed vacation and transfer of city-owned units.
Motion.
Second.
All right, second by Zach.
This is for the lot next to Coops, and there's also discovered an alleyway that may have been vacated most likely been vacated in the 80s. We're not absolutely sure, so this is just also to vacate that alley right adjacent to it. The property right behind.
The one that went to that house?
No, it's not the one to the house, but just right adjacent to Coops's property, right there, right behind. So it's directly to the north.
The old alley ran
The
east
old-
and west.
Yes.
Okay. Next meeting?
Yes, please.
November 13th.
October
Thank you.
23rd. At 7 p.m.
Oh, no, I was flipping my,
Yes, she is.
I didn't flip my thing back, I was looking at it.
All right, that time has been set. We good to go?
So I would just draw your attention to this spells out the details of the sale that we're publishing in the newspaper, that we're intending it to sell to Jeremy Koopman, and the price is all listed in this resolution. That's what's going in the newspaper, so just be aware of that.
is planning to attend the next meeting as well.
Alright, I got a first and a second, I guess I never called for a vote. Roll call, please.
Raker,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Husenius,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Parmenter.
Yes.
Alright, item B, now I need a motion approval of resolution approved disbursement of the hotel motel tax proceeds of written unlimited.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Wes, seconded by Ron.
How's Ron?
I actually spoke up.
I'm shocked, that's why I just paused for a moment, but thank you. Anybody got any questions on that? Alright, roll call please.
Hanson,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Husenius,
Yep.
Stark Mahud.
Yep.
Raker.
Yes.
Alright, moving on to item C, now I need a motion approval of passment number 3 for the East Third Sanitary Sewer Project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, seconded by Zach, anybody got questions on that? This is not the reconciliation one. yet.
No, that will be coming next.
Any questions? No, roll call.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Husenius,
Yep.
Raker.
Yes.
Alright, moving on, now I need a motion approval of passment number 20 for the wastewater treatment facility improvements.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach. Any questions? We got lots to talk about later. Alright, roll call please.
Husenius,
Yep.
Raker,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Alright, now I need a motion approval approval of change order number 10 for the wastewater treatment facility.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach. So the Woodford hydrant, that was requested by the city and also putting the rock in. There was a little strip right next to the biosolids building that was, I don't know, I'll just call it 50 feet long, I don't know what the exact measurements was, they called it to be grass, and it was only about yay wide. So I figured they're going to spend that more time trying to maintain it than it is put the rock in there, so they don't have to maintain it anymore. And that was kind of a request by the city too. I didn't really have a problem with it, I looked at the numbers, they seemed pretty adequate, they gave us back all the credits they had on the fancy river rock, and this is just 1 inch clean, so they tried to balance it out, and I appreciated that, so. It's up to you guys. Roll call, please.
Raker,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Husenius,
Yep.
Stark Mahud.
Yes.
Lovely, alright, moving on to item F, now we need approval of RFP for audit services.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, seconded by Zach.
Bless you.
Alright, so after the constant hounding for going on 6 months now, we found out that they don't really wanna do it anymore. So now we're gonna work out, I got a couple options for you. My thoughts were, we could do the RFP, and my somewhat opinion is that let's do the RFP and have them pick up at the new fiscal of 25-26. And can we hire somebody right now to get 24 and 25 done?
How far into 24, 25 are they?
They haven't
They
started.
haven't started 24, 25?
25 hasn't passed due yet, it's coming close. 24 is, but we got an extension on it, so. That's my thought, let's get the 2 off the plates and then whoever comes in start out from scratch. And it gives us more time to actually do an RFP, get it, the dates would work for that, but I don't know if I wanna force them into it. But maybe somebody can't come and get the other 2 done. And I think Melissa was gonna try to reach out to a couple people tomorrow.
Yeah, we have a list of 5 between us right now.
Cause I need to let that be my suggestion, as soon as we get the actual books back from the auditor on the ones they've already done, then somebody come in and do the next 2 fiscals, that's done, behind us, and then we're good until July.
So the ones that are done, have they been filed?
They're supposed to be done this week. It's still tomorrow.
Do they file them or we file?
they file.
That's just my option. The other option is you just hire somebody now and they do them all. But I think getting these other ones caught up and getting done, that just helps the next auditor not having to have that pressure.
Breaks up the work.
I would agree.
So,
What do you anticipate for interest level?
from what I understand from some of my colleagues, from what has been interest level, there are some firms that are interested in doing this, but their distance are a bit farther away than from Benton. But that doesn't matter really now in this day and age of technology, so. There's a firm in Minnesota that would be interested as well.
And the fact now that we got everything cleaned up through 23, and there seems to be no hiccups with it that we've been aware of, or didn't sound like. Now that we have Abdos help us get everything cleaned up, as they continue to help us, it should be an easy transition for everybody to keep it up. So sometimes it pays to hire the people that are trained to do what they do.
So you wanna put out the RFP for FY '26, but you wanna hire somebody now to do.
That's
get
fine.
24
That's
done,
what I
and then
think would
do
work
25
best.
since 25 is easy.
Yeah. That way we can get them done, get them off the plate, next person starts out scratch. And maybe it ends up being the same person, I don't know. Just a suggestion.
So wouldn't that look more like 2 RFPs?
That's why I'm bringing it up now before you approve that one. So, you can still do this RFP, we can amend it to say for starting on fiscal 26, no, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can put an option on there, immediate services to get 24 and 25 done. Cause I've seen the same firms that wanna bid on it. And maybe somebody's interested, hey, we got a little hole here to get 24 and 25 done, but we don't want to take on the next 3 years of 26. Because if we do 3 years now, it's gonna be for 24, 25, and 26, so we're gonna go through it again next year. So if we start at 26, it'll be, we're extended out 3 years.
I'm okay with it, either way.
Makes sense to you?
I like that idea.
Amending it to include,
Put the time frame for 25, 26 through the next 3 years after that. And then, part of the RFP has to be to get 24 and 25 done immediately. Or within.
are we,
Sorry.
are we cutting ourselves off at the knees if we do that?
That's what I don't know. That's why I think some phone calls to some people might be a good thing before this thing heads out to the,
Okay, so we'd still have another reading to approve.
yeah, we can just table this, pick it up the next one, I
Let's
think.
table and make some calls.
And actually get it sorted out, see if that would be gauge interest, because if it doesn't, then there's no point doing it. So, But can we, if they say no, we just wanna start with our service agreement from 24 on, can we extend it farther than 3 years? Can we move it out to 6, so we don't have to do this, cause we burn up the first 2 years right away? I don't know how far our ordinance says we can, if there isn't actually a rule.
Typically, it's been 3 years for this sort of thing. I think there's something in the statute about that along with leases, but I can look into it and let you know.
Okay. So.
I would rescind my second then
I
too.
rescind my motion.
Alright, so we were going to bring this up again at the next meeting. And if for some reason we have to have a special meeting because we're getting some good answers, we'll hold a special meeting.
Sounds good.
But we should
I
plan
would-
on then next meeting.
I would say that we're probably gonna have a special meeting once you get some answers tomorrow. At least we can get the RFP redone. So, but at the latest, next meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at the next meeting, we gotta be prepared to
move
get it
on.
out the door.
And if somebody comes back and says, yeah, we can do the other 2 years, we just need to go ahead, we'll call a meeting.
Yep. Yep.
So, cause I think that's the priority. So, okay. Moving on to item G, non-approval of Assistant Parks and Recreation Director compensation package.
Motion.
Second.
Moved by Wes, second by Tammy. So how does this fall in line with comparables?
With comparables, so just looking at the Esterville, salary survey and going off of what, internally we were getting paid for. I raised it, I was gonna be making 62 without the house, and the utility and the benefits that come with that, so with, Ben leaving, it gives us an opportunity to kind of restructure the rec coordinator position, which I'm working on right now, so just a $3,000 bump from what, the top end of that would be a $3,000 bump from what I would have been making, so, not that we're gonna hire somebody at that, but we're right in that range of.
So we had received a email about restructuring the description of that from a young lady a while back.
Yes, that was a while.
Not too long ago. But anyhow, she was one of the applicants, and she thought, well, can we restructure? Has anybody ever brought that up to them?
Yes.
Are you going to redefine what that is? I mean, all the duties and everything before you post this? If you just wanted to get this,
So I had gone through, the assistant director, responsibilities and stuff like that and matched it to fit. So.
It's their board,
just, you know,
it's their budget, it's their board.
seems so. All right, roll call.
Stark Mahood.
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Vasinius.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item H, now need approval of business improvement grant award for Clipper Corner.
Motion.
Second.
Second by Andrew. Mary wants to put in some tile.
And a door.
What's that?
And a door.
And the door. All right. Anybody got questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item I, it's time for discussion of citizens' concern on blinking stoplights.
Caitlin, you're up.
Just stand right there, tell us who you are,
Hi.
where you live, what you do.
Really?
Just what you are, where you live, would be great.
Okay, I'm Caitlin Castile. I live on the corner of 3rd Street and 8th Ave. And I was hoping we could talk about the intersection of 4th Street and A Avenue. The four-way, particularly on the 4th Street side, is oftentimes disregarded and blown through. And myself and some other people are concerned about that. We're hoping to start a discussion on how we can maybe help that problem.
So there's a couple.
Sure. I've got a couple ideas too, but I'm sure you fine people have several.
Well, I'd love to hear them.
I mean, immediately like a barrel stop sign, something like, you know, the Legion fish fry in the middle of the intersection catches your attention. People might think, hey, we're gonna get tenderloins tonight, and they think again, oh rats, it's a stop, maybe I should stop. That could catch attention. You could set up a camera just to see how frequently it's happening and kind of get an idea of, you know, what you might be dealing with. I know people from out of town claim that the stoplights on either side aren't very visible, and particularly in the morning when I'm driving to work and the sun is rising behind me, I'm driving west, they are kind of hard to see. I know like semis from out of town might be looking for the over the intersection stoplights and they're not seeing it in time. But yeah, I know once snow comes, something in the middle of the intersection isn't feasible. And I don't know what the correct solution is, but I'm sure it's out there.
So, I could have them switch back to run the cycle.
I mean, I don't think traffic is so congested down there that you need to like stop and go and stop and go. But people are just disregarding the stop on 4th Street and A Avenue. And it's not just out of towners, it's locals. I've seen people in like their business vehicles doing it frequently. So it's people that know and are taking advantage. And personally, I would be willing to get a petition going or set up my own camera. But I don't know how much of that is my responsibility. I'm willing to take on a little bit to kind of back up or substantiate that it's a problem. But I am not the only one
I
who
appreciate
acknowledges.
you offering to help, but it
Sure.
is not your responsibility.
Okay, I mean, like, I'm willing to help a bit, but yeah, I was hoping to just kind of start a dialogue and see maybe what you guys have in mind.
So before this, somebody sent me the Facebook post.
Oh, sure,
about it,
yeah.
And I contacted the chief, and I said, hey, chief, what about this? And the first thing he says, well, we're gonna have to put overhead stoplights on because the other ones are stepped too far back.
You can't see it,
Yeah.
and I hope people don't get upset at me, but you've got a lot of noise in the areas of the stoplights.
It's busy.
Now we got big flowers on light poles, you got awnings that come out, so it's just being camouflaged.
I agree. That seems to be what other people think is the issue as well. They're just not very visible.
I think that could be a lot of the cause. So how do we make them visible? You should either rip them up and move them closer to the corner, which is not
We
really
get the one that like
visible.
hangs in the center that comes off of like tethers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could we try bump outs?
We don't like, street department don't like bump outs.
But I would say that what Caitlin is talking about, we have the mirrored problem on the block down by Michael and down at the courthouse.
So I would say both of them would be the.
And I would also remind, I know a couple of you weren't here, weren't on council. Andrew and I, on separate occasions, I think I went a couple of years before Andrew, when Brian Parr was on. The downtown business owners wanted to keep the stoplight sequential.
Yeah.
They didn't want the flashing.
And we did a survey,
Yeah, we did.
and it didn't come out very decisive, if I remember right.
Yeah, I thought it came out overwhelmingly decisive.
Yeah,
No.
I voted in that half of Lincoln.
Everybody I've talked to. But anyhow, we can switch them back.
The
We'll
standards
see if it makes a difference.
are getting old, to the point that they do need replaced. I did contact DMU a couple years, and they said it's just gonna be ridiculous as far as the cost. But
For an overhead one?
for an overhead or replacement, I think I suggested to the mayor that would be the route to go, so they are visible,
The overhead one.
the overhead.
Maybe
So-
like a long-term goal, maybe. I don't know. I just know I see it a lot. I count them. It's a bit of a game sometimes. It's a lot. It's
I know my wife saw your post and she texted me right away. She's like, I agree with her. So
Yeah.
she,
I mean, and I really don't want to do a petition because I would be so busy. It would take all day, and it would take
You
a
don't
lot
have to,
of
you don't
effort.
have to.
And I would rather not. Yeah.
I've had an officer sit by the laundromat.
Probably got
watching
tired doing
watching
it.
that stoplight. Maybe through a week, maybe one.
Yep.
That we pulled over. The majority of people are obeying. At least when he's sitting.
Yeah.
Can we adapt something to what we have to move it out? I don't know how big the pilings are.
Put them on a big arm.
Not a big arm,
Yeah,
but
that,
maybe a
not a
5 foot
big
arm.
arm, but to get them out
Yeah.
a little farther, not all the way out, but
I don't hate that idea. Yeah.
I don't think that idea either. A little teapot one.
Even if it was Somewhat.
But the thing is, how deep are the pilings that those are in?
Yeah.
Cause they're just straight up right now.
You know,
Then again, are we putting a Band-Aid on
I understand that, but it'd be cheaper than putting new stoplights in downtown.
Well, do we have,
it? Maybe not.
do we have four-way barrel stop signs available?
Yeah,
That's
we don't
all.
like to put them in there, cause then snow removal, then you gotta.
Well, can we put them
That's
in
just-
for the time being until snow comes?
No, we'll just put them back into the cycle. We'll
let's
just
put them
make
back in the
stoplights.
cycle and see if we notice, obviously, people are paying attention, see if they notice an improvement. And then, you know, start coming up with ideas like around there, you know, what can we do? What is not gonna cost?
Can we get a cost from Kevin on the?
Yeah, that'd be-
You can put somebody at each intersection, Ted, and have them do
Oh my gosh, yes, with the white gloves?
Do dances or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
I volunteer you, Ron.
What?
I said I volunteer Ron.
He's who you wanna see in the morning on your way to work.
I don't think that's gonna work out real well.
let's do that.
I will talk to Kevin.
Alright.
Thanks for listening.
And having flop them onto the cycle tomorrow.
Flip them over, so
Yeah.
see if that helps at all.
Tomorrow.
We'll make
I
sure.
understand, yes, tomorrow, but
Can we post it on that Facebook bulletin?
Yeah,
board?
when they go back to a
Post
cycle,
it.
it will confuse people for a while.
Oh, for sure.
They'll
They'll
blow
probably,
through it
I'll
a
get
little
some
bit
letters
more.
maybe.
But it needs to be.
That's it.
Confuse them.
Put a Facebook post
What's
out.
confusing
Yeah.
about a solid red light?
Well, they don't.
Well,
Shouldn't
if
be
it's-
They'll be
confusing
used
about
to
a
just
blinking
running
red light.
through it and.
Yeah, well, if you're thinking it's blinking, it's just red. I mean,
Yeah.
Still go through
I
it.
mean, there
Yeah.
are people
That's
who
what
are
I'm
saying that they
saying.
don't.
Right,
want to
I'm sure. I think we
They
should.
won't
Well,
remain
the
solid.
big complaint is on a Sunday afternoon downtown, you're
That's-
sitting
you
there
sit
and
there.
nobody's
That's
coming.
what Brian-
Right. No, I
Can't stop
like
being
the flashing
Can't stop
lights.
being
I
the
think
one that
it's a
started
problem.
this.
But I think if we're gonna switch it, we kind of have to post something so people know.
We can put it on the bulletin,
Yeah,
on
we'll
the
put,
Facebook bulletin.
Yeah.
we'll put it on our Facebook and I'll have Tennille put it on the.
Cause I think one time I asked if we could put them on a cycle and during business hours, they're on the cycle. And then the other time they're on flashing, but that was gonna become confusing and we didn't wanna change them.
Didn't
No,
they
you
used to
don't
do that
have
anyway?
that.
Don't they do that out like out?
Yeah.
Used to.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
used to
that
be
ours are
flashing
set
at
up for
night.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
ours does not have the technology to do that.
Oh.
Oh.
Cause you gotta remember, these things were put in back in
Yeah.
80 something.
Yeah, I don't know if there's still
The ones up
point
Light
of
on
contact
the
or.
light where we put a plaque on
Yeah,
it.
it's simple as a, it's either blinking or not, so.
Maybe it's a memorial light.
And you're confident that they're able to go back to the standard?
Yeah.
I thought at one time they had parts issue. And
Well, they
maybe
do
one
have
reason.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do have
Yeah,
parts.
Do we know if the
they
bolts
did.
are still good?
I think Andrew's correct.
Well, yeah, but in like the green, yellow lights, have
They
we?
should have better life, they haven't been used.
Well, let's see what happens.
That's,
Yeah,
yeah.
And we'll look into the cost.
Oh.
well, now'd be the time to go park cars down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
too. So yes,
Thanks.
we'll do
Yeah,
that,
Thank you.
and as further moving that is going to go to committee, which will be part of, let's see, that'd be Public Works, Mr. Elwick, to figure out a
Public
solution, how
safety.
we're gonna fix those.
Public ready.
I think that'd be safety.
Public safety.
No, I don't think so, it's Public Works, it's a sign, right?
That's the purpose of the sign.
I would say
It's for
public
safety.
safety.
I'd say so.
Alright, that's Mr. Arsenius.
Ron, you're in both groups. Don't you were gonna have to do it.
I
anyway.
just
I
had
know,
it-
but
I just sat here quietly going, yeah, maybe public works, safety.
Caitlin, thank you.
Thank you.
For
Thanks
that.
Look
You do not have to stay
Forward
for
to the
rest of
resolution.
Okay.
Thanks for hearing me out, you guys.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Nice, Gabe.
Alright.
Anybody wanna talk more on that?
No, I don't.
Yay. Moving on to item J, now discussion direction on sewer plant demolition issues.
What's happening?
Well, folks, let me tell you, I've been dealing with this all week and last week. And it has not gotten any better. So, Woodruff went out into, they're about ready to demo out the screen and some piping down in the wet well section. Their safety guy came on site, took a sample of the paint came back that it has trace amounts of lead. OSHA will not give us a directive on what is acceptable lead levels. Basically, it either has to be abated, or you have to do this other stuff. So I've been going back and forth with Doug and Emily and Woodruff. I think since last week.
Yep, it was last Saturday night.
And I had talked to Emily today's Thursday, Wednesday, and I had a meeting with Woodruff, their president, Emily, their PM, their safety guy, a couple OSHA people, and OSHA would not say a word about what the limits are. And I even tried to explain to him, I said, even asbestos, if it's less than 1%, you don't have to have an abate. But you won't give us a limit on lead when it has to be abated. And they said, no. It's got lead, it's got lead. You gotta protect the workers. So, we're going to sit here and go back and forth with these people for the next 6 months if we don't come to a resolution. So, Emily called a contractor called Earth Services and Abatement. They met her out there yesterday morning. And they walked through the plate. And I talked to Woodruff today, right before the mail, probably about 5 o'clock. And I said, if we have to abate this lead to keep everybody safe, which I'm all about, 100%, I want them to provide a demolition plan, and I want to know where you're going to cut this pipe, this part, and this part, and I will get a very limited abatement done and take the paint off of those areas. And I said, I got to get you guys to agree that that's going to happen, and you're okay with it. And about an hour later, they finally called me back, said, we're agreeable to that if that's how you want to do it. So, Emily had part of that proposal from this demolition people that they can do remove an 8 to 12 inch path of lead paint in approximately 15 areas. And anybody want to guess the number?
70,000.
150.
Nope. A small $14,280.
Oh,
Really?
wow, we really thought that was gonna be.
The other option is I can have him demo the whole thing out for $54,000 and get a credit back from Woodruff for not having to do it. But I don't know what that credit will be. I could go start sticking them to some of the conversations I had with them that they thought it was going to take a week to take it out. So that's 3 to 4 guys for a week plus the equipment. I could probably add that up to $54,000 really quick. But I don't want to be that guy.
No.
I am more willing. I got to get some direction to them. And what I want to be able to do is kind of give them some direction that we're okay up to a certain amount of dollars, and it's going to have to be more than the $14,280.
How about up to 22.5, Mr. Grant?
I was going to say 25.
Okay.
Because I tried to add up if they had to do some extras, because it's going to have to move into Woodruff's contract.
Yep.
We need to find out if the funding company will pay for it as part of the contract. Because I don't want to get all through this, and if we have to just pay for it out of our pocket anyhow, there's no sense paying Woodruff another 15% to do it.
Correct. So in other words, if SRF will pay for this.
This FRF is going to pay for it,
I believe they would, because this should fall under this.
but it's,
It's up to
six
next
one, half a dozen the other. We're still going to have to pay for it, but it's going to be through a loan out for the next 20 years.
Correct.
And an extra $25,000 we don't have sitting around. If we had to pay for it, I'm sure we could come up with it, but. So that's the first thing we gotta get tackled is if we can go on the SRF loan, and if it can, we'll just push this on to Woodruff. And they'll come back with a number, it'll roughly be 14,000 plus 15%, which I think is like $17,000, whatever.
And whatever extra.
And the mod, yeah, in case they gotta have some more. So anyhow.
I know, Ron, I know.
It's been a pretty good project for change orders. Kind of surprised this has been it. This is the biggest one.
Knock on wood right now.
Yeah, good. We're coming up out of the hole. There can't be too much more. Once this one's done,
Yeah,
this should be it.
we're at 80% of the project being completed.
And Woodruff is 100% operating on, they had an OSHA consultation, which they do they'll come onto a workplace, they'll give you free advice, not fine you for anything. And they ran into an area that had this, and the OSHA guy said, if it has lead, it has to be abated. And that's the only thing they're operating on. They said they'll go out and do a swab if they suspect lead, and if it has anything, you gotta get it abated, because that's what OSHA told them. But OSHA doesn't really say that in their
In there,
directives.
and their documentation, yeah.
It's gonna be a bad one for people coming up, but that's how everybody's gonna be. And I actually had Emily call a Tennevic paint rep today and ask him, I said, how much lead's in your current paint? And they said 10 parts per million. So even new paint, if they went and swabbed it and had it tested,
Would still show.
they would make you abate it. According to OSHA, because it has lead in it, even though it's not qualified, because there's lead paint and there's lead containing paint. So the limits of the stuff we had on there, one of them didn't even meet the levels of what the CR, SC or whatever they're called, defines as lead containing paint. So it's just paint. And I tried to explain to the Woodruff, I said, did you guys go test all the soil for arsenic to protect your workers? And they said no. I said you should have, because you would have come up with arsenic, and then what would you have done? And they didn't know what to say. And then I said, can I see your confined space program? Because that's a confined space. They were speechless, didn't know what to say. I said, so how many more extra precautions are you taking to alleviate the confined space that's going to take to do the lead abatement? Well, it's got lead, we got to abate it, that's what OSHA tells us. And I said, you're also in a confined space, I expect to see that program too. So anyhow, we went back and forth, flopped everything out on the table, got an argument, but it was never going to go anywhere. They are dug in, they have every right to be dug in. Our plant was built in 1982, that's 5 years after lead paint was banned from being used. So how it's got on everything, I'm of the opinion that that screen is treating effluent water. We got lead pipes in town, it's picking up the traces of lead that's been running on there for the past 35 years.
Yep.
And that's what it is.
Probably.
But it doesn't matter, because the paint sample comes back with lead on it. And the screen is higher than the paint on the pipes. So it just stands to reason. But it has lights. So, when I call them tomorrow, I am going to give them, you know, you guys can't give me any direction to this. Right? We did.
Yep.
And direction, yeah.
That's a good citizen. You can have that.
So I want to go back and tell them that I am approved of it. I'm not going to tell them what the amount is to do this spot abatement and move forward. But I got to know about the SRF part, which if I want to keep it inside the contract.
And I will call tomorrow.
Because in my mind, I'd like to keep it inside there, because then they deal with them, they do all the contract, I don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
It's all them. So. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Good. And
Good job, bud.
I wanted to go find some paint chips myself and start eating them, because that's how,
jeez. Well,
I'm telling you, it's been.
I just know
I
how
know.
abatement goes, and I know what they're gonna do, and it's just gonna be a show.
Yep. Well, apparently these guys, they can go through, they have a tape now that's about 12 inches wide, and they can wrap the pipe where they're gonna cut. It stays on there for an hour. They peel the tape off, bare pipe, cut away. Well, we're gonna cut the pipe with a torch. So again, how's your confined space work for a torch down in there? Anyhow, so I would,
Well, I've got other ideas.
yeah, I decided I was tired of climbing up that hill because it was going nowhere. So. Anyhow, that's where I'm at. So if you guys are all good with that, if I'm gonna say possibly up to that 25K, I will
Yeah.
not let that out, but I
Don't do
hopefully it won't be anywhere should be more around that 17, I think, when it's all said and done. Thoughts? All good?
All good. Good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I can put something behind me. That'd be great. Reports, Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. There will be a planning and zoning meeting on October 21st from the last meeting from the items for Mr. Jason Cox. So that's when that planning and zoning meeting will be. Also, I got notified today from Mary Rump at EasyCog that our pre-application is good and we're ready to move forward on the 4th Street Award for nearly $1 million, $997,000. So dollars for West 4th Street. So it has been accepted. It'll be moving through the process, and believe that Snyder and Associates will most likely be the engineer for this one, and would like to possibly talk to council at the first meeting in November about the upcoming project, if that's acceptable for a work session.
Sure is.
Because we're looking at possibly, I talked with the mayor about this, possibly looking at doing that portion of the road in phases. Because of the cost, the length, and some changes in the federal law that recently happened. Reminder, I will be absent at the next meeting, because I will be at the ICMA annual conference, and well, I had one more thing, but I'll leave it for Scotty about the indoor pool.
You're done
What?
Indoor pool?
Oh,
Done punch list on.
Not yet.
Yeah.
On neither one of those projects, the punch list is not. We did on the East 3rd,
Yeah.
we did, but there's some items that still need to be resolved, hence why we've not done the final payment yet.
Yep.
And then the other one, we have not done the punch list yet, for the lift station yet, but it's coming.
so since Scotty had brought up about there's no longer housing, I would come on selling the park house.
Well, we're not going anywhere as of yet, just wondering what Parks and Rec wants to do as far as burning or selling or that sort of thing. Wanted to get the new director, let him get his feet wet first before we actually start maybe torching the place.
I thought we were gonna offer it up for sale in case somebody wanted to move it somewhere.
Well,
What did you say?
we should, just in case. I mean, you don't have to do it for a very long period of time.
But
Last time it just kind of fell in their lap, I believe,
but the
when
city,
that other one was.
but the city attorney did find out that there are no restrictions on that house.
So I don't wanna maintain utilities in it all winter long.
Correct.
So you're out, nobody else is in there. Can we go winterize the place and shut her down?
Yeah, and I have talked to Chris too about the burning, part of it. He says it's doable, but it's kind of a pain. I think I'm leaning more towards the route of just selling it and having somebody move it.
So we should get that done.
So does the rec board need to vote on that and then send it to us? And
It's our house. I don't think you guys voted on the other one, did they?
Yes, they did.
Let's get that on your agenda, if you would please.
And then get it on our next agenda.
But yeah, I think you can probably go ahead and start making all the efforts you need to do to get the thing winterized so we can put main utilities there and shut off.
About this time last year, I think we did reviews for the first time. Can we revisit that again this year? I know we talked about doing it regularly.
Mhm.
So, I don't remember when we did it last year. I know it was later in the year,
November?
so we should probably start thinking about doing that again.
Okay. I don't think it's been.
Tammy's championing that this year.
Yep.
You're welcome.
One other thing. I know when we did the last budget, I talked about we doing quarterly reviews of the budget with all departments so they know where they're sitting. We need to get that set up. and get with them and make sure that everybody's on page where their budget's set. First quarter is done. So. It can be Melissa's turn. We'll save Scott for last.
I don't care.
She's working.
Fall cleanup days went well. Talking to Scott, didn't have any issues at the dump. We had 15 curbside pickups for Nate with S&J. Preliminary numbers, our revenue is higher last year with gate fees and curbside tags. So we just now need to wait for all of our expenses to come in, but overall I would say it was a success. And I have boards and commissions posted in the Livewire now starting in October on the website and on the bulletin board for all of our vacancies for January 1. And end of next week, I will be at the IMFOA conference in Des Moines. So that's all I got.
Questions from Melissa? Chief.
Well, I'll keep mine short because I want to hear about this indoor pool. Zach Stab, he'll be going to the academy in January for 16 weeks, so he's doing a fantastic job during his training with us right now. So, very common sense oriented, engages with people very well, and gets along with the other officers as well. So, last Friday, got to escort the football for homecoming from Owine. So that was a long trip, but with a good ending. I mean, we won the homecoming. So we did a fundraiser at Pizza Ranch. We made a sum of good money anyway with that fundraiser. So with that being said, I want to hear about this pool.
So we'll start off with the pool.
I said we save that for last.
Yeah. So us, VAC and the school have been in talks with Hobart's about finding a possible short-term fix to not being able to have access to it. They gave us a proposal, which I think Chris mentioned to you at last council meeting. We talked with VAC and the school about a counter proposal to that, where we would only, or VPRD would only have to pay $5,000 to operate in that the same time as the school and VAC does for this year. So that fits in our budget for what we normally have budgeted for the Brill School with not being able to be in there for 2 months. So hopefully here in November, we'll be able to get back in there.
Well, but the difference from what was being asked and what is actually there, that gap is being covered by anonymous donation now.
So they had an anonymous donor donate $25,000 to VAC to use towards opening a pool this year. And the school, I believe, was 15, and then we were 5.
So Hobart's didn't come off their number, we just got the funding different ways.
Yeah, and added some different stipulations to their proposal to counter that with. But we're at that 770 or 7,700 number still per month for everybody. So.
Well, appreciate whoever made that anonymous donation. Greatly appreciated. What else you got?
So our pool, painting's finished up for that, so that's all ready to go. It looks really, really good. After they aqua blasted, I went up and looked. There's a lot more spider cracks in that thing than is visible with paint on there. But all those are caulked up, and they did all the concrete work for the actual pool vessel itself. So that should be good to go. Starting the hiring process for an assistant director. Ben Gingrich, our rec coordinator, he accepted a position as a rec coordinator in Hiawatha, so I'll be coming back to you guys with that position here shortly. And then looking forward to Party in the Park next year. We have the date set for July 16th, 17th, and 18th, so we're going to go back to a 3-day Party in the Park. We're going to partner with the police department in their national night out this year, and kind of join forces for our kids' night, which will move back to Thursday. So I'm excited for that. That's all I have.
Anybody got questions? Well, you know my report. You know what I've been dealing with, so.
I thought you gave your report.
That's what I mean, I did.
Like, well, you don't get a second turn.
I do, just don't need it. So. All right. Any motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Oh, good welfare. What we got?
We won the homecoming game.
We won the homecoming, yep. Fireman's pancake breakfast.
We had a mid-teacher night last night
Oh,
for the middle school.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So it's a fundraiser with McDonald's, and so they work with the school, and we're able to sell like coupon books that were there, and there's for $5, and so we get the proceeds from that. But then also they give us a percentage of all the sales, and so we made $1,400 last night. So.
Nice.
Wow, that's
And I want to thank whoever the person was that posted my wallet still sitting on the Tyson's counter after an hour. I went out to buy some paint for my daughter and I left it laying there. And I posted
get
it
the lead
and
paint?
my wife called me while I was painting and she goes, "You left your wallet out at Tyson's."
You gotta get a wallet chain. I think you can throw it.
I had one, it's just a really long chain. I get a motion for adjournment?
we had it.
Motion.
Oh, I don't know who gave them. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.